Maganda at masayang araw para sa ating lahat na nanonood. Sana po ay ligtas kayo at nasa mabuting kalusugan. Ngayon para sa ating first episode, isang napakabuluhang usapan at panibagong kaalaman ang ating ibabahagi para sa lahat. Kasama ko ang isa sa ating mga kaibigan at kapwa-guro at sasamahan niya tayo na magtanong at matuto. Makakasama rin natin siya sa iba't iba pang episodes. At siya ay walang iba kundi si Aryan Roque.
Hi! Air po, air. Hi everyone. Good afternoon or good day. Sobrang excited ako, Coach M, no, sa ating bagong project na ito. Bukod sa marami tayong mapupulot na kaalaman, makakapagbahagi rin tayo ng tulong sa ating mga viewers.
Totoo yan. Makakatulong tayo sa mga estudyante, sa kapwa nating guro, at kahit dun sa mga tao na gusto lang matuto.
Tama. Ibibigay din natin ang mga information or kaalaman diretso mula sa ating mga friends na expert. Okay? Ang ating mga friends na ito ay may iba't ibang experiences sa iba't ibang larangan. So dahil dyan, of course, iiwas tayo or makakaiwas tayo sa fake news.
Totoo, napakahalagang maging matalino at mapanuri tayo, lalo na sa panahon natin ngayon. Halos lahat ng tanong ay kayang masagot online. Pero ang tanong, totoo ba at tama ba yung information na nakukuha natin dito? Lagi natin tatandaan na daig ng taong may alam ang taong mahusay. Kung hindi tayo sigurado, mag-research or magtanong tayo sa mga tamang tao na nakakaalam.
Tama. At ngayon, syempre, ipakilala na natin yung ating bisita para sa episode na ito. Siya ay isang environmental science graduate student from UP Diliman. Pinag-aaralan niya ngayon yung ecology and conservation of cavity nesting birds tulad ng mga woodpeckers at kalaw. Siya rin ay creator ng Ibong-Gala PH, which is follower ako nito sa Instagram. Ibong-Gala PH is a wildlife photography and stories platform na naglalayong magbigay ng kaalaman gamit ang iba't ibang social media sites tungkol sa Philippine birds.
Totoo. Siya rin ay involved sa ilang community projects bilang community engagement consultant. Ilan sa mga ito ay ang Saving Papaya na naglalayong magbigay ng patubig sa Barangay Papaya sa Nasugbu, Batangas. At ang Project Patak na naglalayong lumikha at mag-donate ng mga DIY rainwater harvesters sa ilang komunidad sa Rizal.
Actually, na-involve ako dito sa mga projects na to ni Mr. Okay? So, huwag na nating patagalin pa. Palakpakan natin at i-welcome natin si Sir Vince Gicaraya.
Yes.
Yay!
Sir V, kumusta ka?
Thank you, Coach M and Miss Air for having me. Wow, thank you so much. So I'm doing great naman. I am here in Aurora Province and I hope that you're also doing great.
Ibabahagi ni Sir V or ni V ang kanyang mga nalalaman at karanasan tungkol sa kanyang espesyal na outdoor recreational activity which is bird watching.
Yes.
Sa mga estudyante at saka manonood natin, kasi pag narinig mo yung bird watching, parang kakaiba siya or bago siya sa pandinig nila. Pero gusto kong malaman at ma-share natin sa kanila, ano ba itong outdoor recreational activity na ito? Ano ba ang bird watching at paano ka na-involved sa ganitong outdoor activity?
Ayan, very interesting question, Coach M, no? So essentially, from the name itself, bird watching is watching the birds. Pero yung pinaka-twist natin dito is we don't watch them in caged conditions, but we would like to observe them in their natural habitats, diba? We would like to see them doing their natural behavior. And so yun yung pinaka-parang essence ng bird watching. So you really have to go to the outdoors, diba? Look for birds and try to observe what they're doing in their day-to-day activities. I think I got involved in birding or bird watching kasi nga, number one, I'm really interested in birds. I remember when I was young, I really wanted to fly kasi diba, lahat naman ng birds, diba? So I think every one of us would agree na we would want to fly. And so I think that's isa siya sa mga primary na reason. Pangalawa is that I think I got inspired whenever I go outdoors kasi seryoso gala talaga akong tao. Like, I really wanna go outside. So, if kunwari weekend, di ba, lalabas ako, punta-punta ng ilog, punta-punta ng mga nearby forests, ganyan. And I would usually see them. And I guess doon nag-stem out yung curiosity na, I can observe pala these wildlife species outdoors, see them behave, di ba? Look at their ecology, ganyan. So I guess yun yung pinaka reason why I am doing bird watching right now.
Wow, very interesting naman yung mga sinabi ni Sir V. Okay, sir, I have a question. Ano po yung mga kailangan or starter pack na kagamitan para sa inyong outdoor activity na bird watching?
Right. Very good question. No? For those who would like to start bird watching, of course, yung pinaka-golden rule kasi natin in bird watching is that you have to observe them in a distance. Kasi meron tayong tinatawag na safe distance. Ito yung distance from the observer tsaka dun sa bird na tinitignan mo such that hindi siya mati-threaten or hindi siya lilipad. So of course, if you want to observe birds for longer periods of time, syempre dapat di siya lumibad, di ba? So dapat magstay lang siya dun sa kung nasaan man siya. So itong safe distance we want to maintain. And so, pinakauna dapat na meron ka sana is your binoculars. Ayan, so dapat meron ka nito. Of course, long range lagi. So kailangan kahit nasa malayo ka, kahit nasa siguro 20 meters, 15 meters, you'll be able to see your bird species using your binoculars. Pero of course, nung 2018, I got this 2018. After a year of using binoculars, medyo nabubore na ako. So parang I also want to document the birds, diba? And so you can also have your own camera.
Wow.
Okay, so the better the lens, the better you'll be able to see the birds. So hindi naman siya required na magkaroon ka ng camera when you're doing the birding, but just in case you want to record, to document the birds that you're seeing, di ba gusto mo silang i-share with your friends or families, it would be nice if you have your own camera. But of course, the pinaka-primary lang is for you to have your binoculars. Also, since bird watching is also a form of physical fitness, meron din tayong tinatawag na required outfit or yung appropriate outfit. So another golden rule kasi ng bird watching is for you not to cause disturbance or for you to be not a threat dun sa mga birds. And that has something to do with the colors of what you're wearing. So, anything na super bright, hindi natin gusto yan kasi mati-threaten yung mga birds. So, usually, what we wear are drab colors or tones ng earth. So, pwede siyang green, di ba? Pwede siyang brown, pwede siyang gray. Pero wag lang kayo magsusuot ng white, ng yellow, di ba? Kasi kitang-kita ka agad ng mga ibon. So, and we don't want them to be threatened. So, you have to wear the appropriate attire. Much like what I'm wearing in these pictures. And so, another thing that you must have, siguro kasi nga, usually lagi ka nasa initan, so kailangan meron kang sombrero, di ba? Ayan, so for you to protect your eyes, for you to protect your head, so para hindi ka rin doon mahimatay, so you should have your hat. And kung papansin nyo, earth tone yung color nung hat. So para hindi ako agad makita ng mga ibon, if ever. Since bird watching is not just watching the birds, really have to be comfortable in the field. So wear the most comfortable clothes that you have. If you can, wear shoes. Kasi pwedeng iba-iba ng terrain yung pupuntahan nyo. So bako-bako, baka masugat ka or whatsoever. So make sure that you are protected from head to toe. Ayan. And with that, also don't forget na pwede ka rin kasi mapunta kung saan-saan. So dala ka din ng insect repellent, tsaka tubig, just in case na mauhaw ka while you're doing your bird watching activities.
Maraming salamat na Sir V. Napaka-importante na alam natin yung mga tamang kagamitan. Hindi lang yung kung gusto natin gamitin or dalhin sa mga activities. Pero Sir V, bukod doon sa mga equipment at saka attire na kailangan nating gamitin or suotin, ano ba yung mga kailangang preparasyon na gawin natin physically, emotionally, or mentally pag gagawin natin yung outdoor activity na bird watching?
Magandang question yan, Coach M. So I guess mentally, you have to prepare na not at all times you'll be able to see the birds that you're looking for. I think isa yan sa mga naranasan ko. I'm really expecting to see this bird. So mentally, andun na ako. Pero, well, circumstances would happen. Di ba marami kang different factors. So you won't be able to see them. So you have to mentally prepare yourself na those things could happen. Physically naman, as mentioned kanina, this is also, as this is an outdoor activity, it involves a lot of walking, it involves a lot of hiking. So maganda siguro meron kang lower body power para sa mahabang lakaran. Just in case hindi urban green space yung pupuntahan mo, like for example, UP Diliman or Ateneo de Manila University. So these are very important green spaces na pwede mong puntahan kung gusto mo mag-birding. So hindi kasi lahat ng areas ay patag. So pwede ring ikaw mag-hike ng malayuan if you really want to go to those birding areas na merong maraming kakaibang ibon. So you have to prepare your body na maglalakad ka ng mahaba. And I've been bird watching for 4 years now, and I must say that this is a very effective physical fitness routine kasi hindi mo napapansin, 2 kilometro ka na pala. Diba? Habang may sinusundan kang ibon, 2 metro ka na pala, papunta lang yon. So pabalik, another 2 kilometers. So 4 na kilometro ka na. So hindi mo mapapansin. So it's a very good means of exercising your body as well. But of course, if you'll be doing, for example, a major hike or a major expedition, siguro you have to train your body 2 weeks prior. So maybe do workouts, you have to do stretching, ganyan. Kasi talagang pangmalakas ang lakaran yung gagawin mo. So yon.
Okay, wow. Oo nga, sir. 2 weeks, no? 2 weeks prior to your ano. But sir, question po, kailan nyo or kailan mo masasabi na yung tamang panahon or lugar ng pag-bird watching?
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Usually kasi when I do bird watching, binibase ko siya dun sa mga bird studies na nagawa or ginagawa namin. Birds are most active from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Tapos paghapon naman from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So if you want to do bird watching, mataas yung probability that you'll be seeing a lot of different kinds of birds if mag-bird watching ka from these times. But of course, in my experience, different habitats will have different timelines, especially if nandun ka sa mga riparian grasslands. So riparian grasslands, ito yung mga grasslands na malapit sa mga ilog. So usually all day long may mga ibon na nandito. So usually mga nakikita natin dito na always active would be your like these chestnut munyas, these grasslands or these grass birds. Meron ka din ng mga specialist natin na sa mga river channels talaga sila nakikita na parang all day long andun talaga sila, like your gray wagtails, your cattle egrets, o yung mga tagak natin. And sometimes meron ka din mga little ringed plovers. Ayan, so if you want to pursue bird watching, so you may want to prioritize yung sinabi ko na time. Or if pupunta ka ng ilog, most likely may makikita kang mga gantong ibon.
So Sir V, talaga nakakaengganyo na mag-bird watching, no? Ngayon pala narinig ko yung mga dapat gawin or ano ba yung bird watching. It's something na bukas gusto ko na mag-bird watching. And based sa mga nakwento mo, parang napakadami mo nang na-experience na activity na to. Pero question ko Sir V, meron ka bang best experience or hindi mo makakalimutan na nangyari sa'yo habang nagbe-bird watching ka?
Okay. Very interesting question, Coach M. Essentially, every time na nagbe-bird watching ako, the moment na I get to see the natural behavior of these birds, parang it's like the best moment na. Pero if I'm going to pick siguro several, siguro nagpunta kami ng Marinduque. Well, I'm surveying kasi riverine birds for a special project. I got to see these two rufous crowned bee eaters. Tapos nag-swoop down sila. Tapos pag akyat nila, they were able to get these butterflies. Tapos punta sila sa isang branch, naka-perch lang sila doon, and they're happily munching the butterflies. So, nung nakita ko yon, I was really stunned kasi like I'm seeing the food chain in action. So nakikita ko yung food chain, parang wow, this is happening. Like ang ganda sa feeling, you see the warm feeling. Also, when I was doing the survey, I saw a kingfisher, di ba? It's a kingfisher. Nag-dive siya, tapos pag akyat niya, may dala siyang fish. So I was like, wow. Like, again, that's the food chain. And I guess yung pinaka-lesson na nakuha ko dito is that seeing these organisms in their natural habitat and their natural behavior, it gives you empathy, di ba? Parang you become empathic to them, tapos you get to appreciate them more, you get to appreciate their value, tapos it lights a fire inside you na parang, I want to protect these organisms kasi they're living their best, they're living their lives, and they want to survive. So parang you want to protect the habitat, the species, because you are able to appreciate these organisms more. And recently naman, I think isa sa mga magandang experiences would be I was able to see these endemic brown-breasted kingfishers. So dalawa sila, a male and a female, and they're flashing their wings toward each other while they're calling. So feeling ko they're doing a courtship dance. Kasi ngayong mga panahong to, breeding season na ng mga birds. So kung nakakakita kayo ng mga birds na nangunguha ng nesting materials or they're calling to each other, 'di ba? It's their breeding season na. Actually, mas maingay yung mga ibon natin ngayon kasi they're calling to each other para makapag-meet sila. So yun, I saw these two endemic brown-breasted kingfishers and I was really amazed. I watched them for 30 minutes.
Wow.
Diba? Buti na lang meron akong sunblock, meron akong insect repellent, tapos meron
Nabilad
akong
ka, sir.
Oo, nabilad ako. Tapos nagtago pa ako sa mga kawayanan. So medyo makati siya. But then again, I think it's worth it kasi you are able to witness these birds in their natural behavior. When we went naman to San Luis Aurora, di ba? Very gala ako talaga, di ba?
Of course. Yes. Halata,
Ayan.
sir. Halata.
So yun, punta naman kami ng San Luis Aurora. I was able to see these endangered hornbills. It's called the Rufous hornbill, and they are a flock. Ibig sabihin parang nasa 5 or 7 sila. They're calling to each other, and it was really a good experience. Diba, hearing them calling, nakikita mo na, this is an endangered hornbill, but they are thriving in our area. So that means the community and the people are doing a great job in protecting the habitat. So it really warmed my heart.
Wow.
So, yes, I guess those are some of the experiences that I can share.
Grabe. Sir, okay. Dito sa Philippines, ano po yung kasalukuyan or yung current status natin or challenges na kinakaharap ng bird watching?
Bird watching in the Philippines, it's very vibrant. We have a lot of bird watchers or birding communities. We have several clubs as well. Pero siguro yung pinaka-challenge would be because bird watching depends on the habitat. It depends on you going outside. So parang because of the pandemic, not everyone could do that. Diba? Especially those bird watchers in Metro Manila and the greater Metro Manila, hindi sila makalabas. That's why siguro most of the bird watchers ngayon, they would just settle for backyard birding. So if you're not familiar, backyard birding is bird watching within your backyards. Especially if yung backyard nyo parang backyard nila Coach M, di ba? Maraming puno,
Wow.
maraming halaman. So usually birds would visit these places. So backyard bird watching. And I guess yun yung pinaka-challenge ngayon. Like, hindi kasi makalabas. So, hindi ka talaga makapunta dun sa mga magandang bird watching areas in the metro. Like, example, yung Las Piñas, Parañaque Critical Habitat, also known as El Pipicea. So, madaming mga bird watchers nagpupunta dyan to take photos of seabirds. Tanza Navotas also, kasi it's a wetland. Also yung mangrove areas sa Bulacan na gusto nilang patayuan ng airport, 'di ba? So madaming ibon doon. It's a good birding place din. UP Diliman, Ateneo de Manila University are very good birding locations kasi they also host migrant species. Tapos kung kaya mo naman mag-travel ng super layo, baka umabot ka dun sa La Mesa watershed. So marami ding ibon doon kasi it's a very good green space. But yun nga yung sinabi ko, because of the pandemic, I guess the major challenge now for bird watchers is di talaga sila makalabas. Pero yun nga, if meron kayong magandang bakuran na maraming puno, so I guess you'd still be able to do that.
Okay, maraming salamat Sir V. Okay, napakagandang activity ito na ini-introduce natin sa mga estudyante, sa mga kabataan para mas maging productive yung mga oras nila. So maaaring may mga nanonood sa atin ngayon na after pandemic, nag-iisip kung ano yung mga pwede nilang pagkaabalahan at gawin. And ito, ino-offer natin yung bird watching. After natin marinig yung mga impormasyon patungkol dito from Sir V. Sir V, how will you encourage these people or these kids or students na gusto nilang subukan ang outdoor activity na bird watching? How will you encourage them?
In my experience, it's the birds that choose you. No, just kidding. Pero kasi bird watching, it's one of those activity or it's an activity talaga na it can connect you to nature at the spirit level. Kasi you are able to, yung na-mention ko nga kanina, pag na-experience mo yung mga ibon na they're also finding their food, they're finding nesting materials for themselves, you get to empathize with them. So parang na-humanize mo siya and you are able to appreciate their value in the ecosystem. Thus, you are able to parang somehow you want to protect them. And that's, I think, is one of the most important things that we need to instill in our youth today na lahat ng bagay sa mundo magkakaugnay and they are all important. Diba? It doesn't mean na because we are humans, we're the best, diba? But we should treat each other as equal kasi nga we all have important roles to play in this world. It also teaches you the value of respect kasi as mentioned kanina, di ba may tinatawag tayong safe distance. So kapag sumobra ka doon sa safe distance na yon, you are not respecting the bird. Diba? Parang ano lang yan, parang yan sa tao lang rin yan na if hindi ka binigyan ng consent, don't you dare. So, wag kang lalapit, diba? So, parang ganun lang yon. It teaches you the value of respect. At the same time, patience. I remember there's this one bird. It looks like this. So, it's the emerald dove. It took me 2 months to photograph it.
Why?
Kasi sobrang skittish. So, pag nakarinig siya ng footsteps, pag nakarinig siya ng dahon,
very
ng
sensitive.
twigs. Yes, very sensitive. So, lilipad siya agad. And it took me 2 months because I was really patient kasi I really want to photograph it. And when the time came that I was able to photograph it, it was one of the sweetest moments. Kasi nga, wow, binigyan niya ako ng chance na ma-photograph. Sir. Yes, it's an achievement. So, binigyan niya ako ng chance na ma-photograph siya kahit for 1 minute lang. So, that's really, really something that would warm your heart. So, yun, it connects you with nature. It teaches you the values of respect and patience. At the same time, it's a stress reducer.
Mm-hmm.
So, diba, during this pandemic, everyone's doing their work online. The classes are online. Like, pwedeng 5 hours to 6 hours kayong nakatutok sa screens, di ba? And syempre, pag lumabas ka, pag nakita mo yung mga ibon, di ba, parang nakakawala ng stress, nakakawala ng problems, di ba? Kahit for 30 minutes man lang yan, or kahit 1 minute lang yan, for 1 minute, for 1 hour, di ba? So, it's able to alleviate your stress. Also, it's one way to meditate, especially if in the morning, di ba, gigising ka ng 6:00, tapos nagkakape ka lang sa balcony. May balcony. Sa backyard, di ba? Magkakape ka lang dun sa backyard, tapos maririnig mo yung soundscape ng mga birds. So parang it's also very, very relaxing. At the same time, I encourage everyone to do bird watching kasi nga, it gives you new sets of skills. Ito yung pinaka-favorite ko na nakuha kong benefits ng bird watching kasi I was able to develop the ability to identify birds visually. Yung kahit malayo siya, 'di ba? Makikita mo yung silhouette, ma-identify mo na ito yung family ng bird na to. Tapos ganito yung kulay niya. So most likely, ito yung ibon na yon. Diba? Tapos, it also develops your reflexes. Like, pag may gumanon, okay, so, yun yung ibon na yon. Parang nakuha ko yung mga defining features and I can identify the bird, diba? So, meron ka ng visual, meron ka ng reflexes. At yung pinaka-favorite ko na I'm still developing kasi it's really a challenge would be the ability to identify birds through their calls and songs. Kasi yung Miss Air and Coach M, yung pinaka-interesting dito is not all birds are seen. So usually, andun lang sila sa taas ng canopy, nagtatago. Pero, maririnig mo sila. Kasi they're very vocal, maririnig mo sila. Pero hindi sila magpapakita sa inyo. So kahit anong gamit mo ng camera, kahit anong gamit mo ng binoculars, you won't be able to see them. Pero you can identify them through their calls and songs. Diba? So those are some of the skills. Another one is physical fitness, tsaka mental health fitness, plus yung bird watching, it's also a good cardio. Diba? So, yun na
because of walking,
kanina.
hiking.
Yes, because of walking, hiking, diba? If gusto mo yung mga, tawag dito, mga mangrove birds, pwede ka rin mag-kayak, diba? So, lahat ng lahat actually ng outdoor.
Full body exercise talaga, sir.
Lahat ng outdoor activities, pwede mong samahan ng bird watching. Actually. So, yon, very good siya for your physical, for your mental health, and it's also a good cardio. Plus, number 5 siguro, or last na benefit would be you gain friends, diba? You become part of a community na they also appreciate the birds and appreciate the activity. I remember one time, while I was posting for Ibong-Gala, PH, nagpo-post ako ng mga photographs and sharing stories or experiences or activities ng birding. May mga nagko-comments, diba? And they would also tell their stories. And I feel that by doing this thing, you are getting closer to those people who get to appreciate whatever you're doing. Yes, you're building connections, diba? You're learning from others, you're learning from their experiences. And yun, so I guess that's one very, very good benefit of bird watching. You get to build friendship over time. So yun, parang dami kong sinabi.
No, sir, it's okay. Wow,
yes,
grabe,
sir, actually,
grabe.
napakahalaga napakahalaga na malaman ng mga tao, ng mga kabataan, ng mga estudyante, kung ano ba yung benefits na maaari nila makuha sa activity na to. Gusto ko doon na sinabi ni Sir V na it also builds the character of the people or of the participants ng ganitong activity. Hindi lang siya about na experience na makakita ka lang na ibon or matututo ka. Pero ayun nga, tinuturuan ka niya maging pasensyoso. Ayan. Diba? And then, irespeto mo, hindi lang yung mga kasama mo, but of course, yung territory ng mga hayop or ng mga ibon.
Right.
Napakahalaga nun. And of course, diba, as PE teacher, napakahalaga na ito ay nakakatulong sa ating physical na pangangatawan at kalusugan. Ayun. Maraming salamat, Sir V.
Yan, maraming salamat po. Yes, maraming salamat po, Sir V, sa inyong na-share Na ang daming informations, no, Coach M? Ang daming details. Grabe, parang gusto ko nang lumabas ng bahay at i-check na yung mga puno namin dito, di ba? Na baka may ano. Pero syempre, sabi ni Sir V, safe distance, di ba?
Yeah,
para
safe.
hindi sila ma-disturb. Marami kaming natutunan po, Sir V, sa inyo, tungkol sa inyong outdoor recreational activity na birdwatching. Sana ay ganun din yung ating mga viewers. Sir, last question po. Anything you want to share with us or to plug tungkol sa inyo pong mga activities?
Ayun. Please follow my platform, which is Ibong-Gala PH. So as mentioned kanina, yes, thank you, Miss Air. So as mentioned nga kanina, Ibong-Gala PH is a platform for wildlife photography and stories. So dito we can share bird photos, diba? And yung pinaka-importante dito, more than the photo, would be the story behind it. Ano yung story ng ibon? Ano yung story ng birding experience nyo? Para sa ganon, everyone can also learn from your experiences aside from learning different information about the bird na pini-feature natin. So kindly follow us on Instagram at Ibong-Gala PH or pwede rin naman sa Facebook. Same din naman siya, Ibong-Gala PH. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Sir B, sa oras at sa mga shinare mo. Actually, ngayon nga gusto ko ipahalok ng binocular ko at makapag-bird watching na.
Kasi naman, diba? Parang ano pa yan, last year ko pa pinapahanap sa'yo.
Totoo. Sir B, maraming salamat sa mga na-share mo. And totoo, i-follow nyo yung kanyang Instagram and Facebook page. Makikita nyo yung mga magagandang letrato or larawan ng mga ibon at saka mga activities ni Sir V.
At si Sir V mismo din, syempre.
Yes, si Sir V mismo yung mga kumukuha ng picture na yan. Para sa mga susunod na talakayan at kwentuhan, mas marami pa tayong matututunan at malalaman mula sa mga bisita natin. Kaya patuloy niyo po kami suportahan sa pamamagitan ng pag-share at pag-subscribe sa channel na ito. Muli, ako po si Coach M.
And I am Air.
Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat.
Bye-bye.